Welcome to the State Swimming New Zealand Division 2 2013 competition. Our first event tonight, the 13-year-old final in the 200-metre IM. In lane 1, Lachlan McCall. Lane 2, George Culling. Lane 3, Ryan Clark. Lane 4, Nathan Scott. Lane 5, Theo Holst. Lane 6, Sean O'Hara. Timothy Ning in 7, and Tate Hutchins makes up this starting lineup in lane 8. The fastest qualifier, as is the tradition, is Nathan Scott in lane 4, 2:33.29 his best time over this distance. As we await the starter for the first time this Monday evening here in Invercargill's Splash Palace, and a very even start as we look for the first to emerge out of the pool. And it is in fact lane 6, Sean O'Hara, who might get the first touch and turns ahead of everyone else, but under the water out comes lane 4. So we've got Nathan Scott starting to exert some pressure, but the lead at the first turn is going to be, after 50 metres, Sean O'Hara, no question. Yes, changing in stroke to the backstroke, because 50 metres of each discipline, and it looks like O'Hara in 6 has good skills in this area too, because he's powered ahead more than well, it's a body length, isn't it, as he touches the 25-metre mark for this discipline, and he has some breathing space, although you have to look very closely at Theo Holst in 5, making some improvement. Nathan Scott just trailing, not looking like he's going to eat up much of the territory. In fact, he's lost a body length and a half on that leader O'Hara as he now changes to breaststroke. But the serious challenge coming from Theo Holst. But it's quality swimming from O'Hara, who shows good technique, staying low in the water as long as possible. He'll turn still a body length ahead of the nearest rivals. And since hitting that lead in the first 25 metres, it has not been relented by Sean O'Hara, and he'll be turning into the last stroke, the freestyle, with a significant lead. You'd have to say a body length and a half now over Holst and Scott, and the next best would be Clark in lane 3. But away goes Sean O'Hara. He looks to have this race pretty much in the bag. If anything, stretching his lead. This is a quality swim to start the evening's proceedings. He'll turn with 25 to go, and he'll have still that body length and a bit over Holst. It'll be a race for the minors, and a close one at that. But the winner of this first race in impressive fashion is Sean O'Hara in lane 6. Let's look to lane 5 for second. It's going to be Holst in second, and we think Ryan Clark in 3 will be third, and Lachlan McCall in 1, fast finishing, I think, pipped, and will be 4th. The next heat is the 14-year-olds, 200-metre individual medley. Luke Gemmell in 1, Kieran Swords in 2, Sam Hammond in 3, Ben McMahon in 4, Austin Hornby in 5, Justin Roberts in 6, George Long in 7, and Jack Neil Pratt is in lane 8 from Pukekohe. As we see into the water very quickly was Kieran Swords, and got a bit of a head start, an impressive one in lane 2, but he will find his lead has been immediately swallowed up. Ben McMahon in lane 4 showing good strength, but Swords not giving up in the butterfly discipline. George Long in lane 7 will be third at the moment. The first 3 well spread across the pool. Turning for the second discipline, backstroke, first appeared to be Ben McMahon, but you'd have to say Kieran Swords snatched that lead back within half a dozen strokes. Swords will turn first ahead of McMahon, and we're looking for the third place to emerge, and it'll be in lane 7, George Long. So the same 3 contesting at this stage as they come close to the midway point of the race. It'll be interesting to see who touches first. Will it be Swords in 2 or McMahon in 4? It's Swords. He retains the lead out there in lane 2. So unusual to have the 3 place getters spread so wide apart. With those with the good times in the middle of the pool struggling to keep up with these leaders, the breaststroke proving a good one for Ben McMahon from the Neptune Club, as he will touch first and has snatched the lead away from Swords, but expect nothing less than a good challenge from the man in lane 2. And now the minor placings have been taken over by Austin Hornby, who's loving the breaststroke and has made huge strides, and as does Ben McMahon, has established himself a half a body length lead as they go into the freestyle mode. Kieran Swords has work to do. It looks like Ben McMahon has timed his run to perfection, and Swords will be hanging on to second as he becomes under a genuine threat from Henry. And turning first, McMahon with that half body length the lead, but Swords not giving up the title hopes just yet. It'll be McMahon first, Swords second. Austin Henry with his late rally will have left it just a shade too late to get anything better than bronze. McMahon wins, Swords second, and indeed in lane 5, Austin Hornby. Next race on the card, the boys 200 metre IM for 15-year-olds. In lane 1, Tepia Muroa Wilson. In lane 2, Kendall Peterson. Lane 3, Matthew Bourke from the Ace Club. Finbar Highland in 4, Campbell Kershaw in 5, Ryan Amar winning in 6, Liam Cox in 7, and making up the field in lane 8 is Y Renata, or Renata I should say. Yes, they get underway in the third final of the night here at Splash Palace, hosting this prestigious event, and can see the lead early to Finbar Highland, and within 3 strokes gets half a body length on the nearest challenger, which will be Matthew Bourke in lane 3. In fact, Campbell Kershaw, the leader there from Finbar Highland. So it is Kershaw, in fact, that's going to have that half or 3/4 body length as they change to the backstroke, and has done particularly well with Bourke over in lane 3, just in 3rd place, but in 2nd at the moment, Finbar Highland, with Campbell Kershaw leading the way. And will turn Kershaw ahead of Highland and maintaining that half body length lead. And the race for 3rd is very even indeed. In fact, Y Renata in lane 8 has the 3rd place edge at the moment. Turning first though, Kershaw in 5, Highland in 4, and they are out on their own as they embark on the breaststroke. And a ding-dong battle, they say, for 3rd place. All other swimmers in that race, but Y Renata in lane 8 looking the best of them still. Touching and turning is Campbell Kershaw. Finbar Highland on his hip, but now starting to fall behind. The full body length clear goes Kershaw, and looking stronger by the moment. Not a huge build on the young man, but he slips through that water like an eel and turns and sets sail on the freestyle, and it's all to do for Finbar Highland in 4 if he wants to make up a body length and a half, and making no progress. The 3rd place now to Kendall Peterson in 2, who's just shot ahead, while Renata in 8 has just lost that 3rd placing. But it's Campbell, Kershaw and Daylight in 2nd place. He has left Finbar Highland in his wake, although Highland trying ever so hard to close the gap, can't do so. The winner is Kershaw, Highland is 2nd, and the 3rd place will go to lane 3, Matthew Bourke, who's come from nowhere to take that away from Peterson in lane 2.